Hello and welcome to a new Carlubetv video. On the Scirocco forums I often see the question posted, can you install facelift Scirocco headlights on a pre-facelift car? Well, in this video we're going to attempt to update the front end of my Scirocco and answer that exact question for everyone. Here we have the headlights I've managed to get my hands on. Like the headlights already on my car, these ones are designed for halogen bulb fitment. Although, I do intend to fit the LED bulbs currently in my car because I like to see where I'm going at night. What I didn't realise when I purchased them, they're not actually OEM, but an aftermarket brand called Veleno. I didn't pay much for these due to one having damage, which I've already repaired. Hopefully they will fit and work as intended. Looking at the damaged headlight, you can see the whole corner and locating rod is missing, leaving a big gaping hole. I started fixing them by plastic welding the cracked plastic back together. I didn't film any of the fixing part as it was a long laborious task of heating up a screwdriver over a gas hob and melting the plastic back together. I fabricated a corner back onto the headlight and created a locating rod of sorts to keep the headlight located tight against the inside lip of the front bumper. Almost exactly the same as the other side. I bet you can't guess what I utilised to make the rod. I know, it's not pretty, but it should work as intended. The other parts which needed some attention, as you can see here, is a snap securing screw bracket. Obviously we want the headlights to be nice and secure, so firstly I made up some templates. These were made from the undamaged headlight, and luckily I actually had some old Audi headlights in the loft which I decided to butcher for its brackets. I used some pop rivets and some Gorilla Glue to hold it all in place. And here with the template we can see it all lines up perfectly with the bracket. It's absolutely solid now. We also had the rear bracket snapped off as well, so I fixed it in the same way, and now it's solid. Here's what the other headlight bracket looks like for comparison. This second headlight was in good condition. Both had a couple of splits in the plastic casing, which I also plastic welded and now is watertight. Hopefully if you're doing this to update your car, you'll spend a little bit more and purchase headlights that are not actually damaged. I wanted to use the eyebrows from my old headlights and put them on the new headlights. To do this, the best way to remove the eyebrows from the existing headlights is with a heat gun, or in this case a hairdryer, to soften up the 3M tape holding it in place. Once warm, use the trim removal tool to gently pry that eyebrow off the headlight. This is the same method you would use to remove anything bonded on with tape like badges, boot spoilers, body kits, etc. Now off, we can see the tape residue left on the headlight. I will attend to that another day. Removing the headlights from the car is an easy task. Just remove the bolts on the top of the bracket. And then a couple of bolts holding the headlight in place. And then unplugging. I couldn't resist installing one of the new headlights to see if it would fit up. I can report it does. As we can all see, the headlight fits perfectly and I'm very happy with the new look it brings to the car. Looking at the pre-facelift headlight, you can see not only do they look old in style, but also the lens is covered in little cracks plus little swirl marks. Unfortunately, this does happen to Sciroccos due to the heat from the headlight over time, and one of the reasons I wanted to update my headlights. Comparing the lights side by side, you can see a huge difference. What do you guys think? I am well impressed and eager to get both headlights installed now. Now with the car missing both its eyes, it's time to swap the bulbs over. A while ago I installed some G3 bright LED bulbs. There's a link at the top of the screen for the review I filmed back when I fitted them. These bulbs have been amazing and they are so bright with no errors on the dash. These will be going straight in the new headlights. Unfortunately I found the G3 LED headlights won't fit the Valero headlights? Because the bulb cradle is annoyingly different. Let me explain. Here on the original bulb holder you can see the electrical connectors for the positive and the negative plugs are both on the one side, which is the same on the G3 bulbs, but on the Valero cradle the contacts are on opposing sides. This might not be the case if the headlights were genuine facelift headlights. Maybe someone can answer that question. Do G3 LED bulbs fit facelift headlights? Please comment below. For now, just to get moving, I'm going to make do with these more generic LED headlight bulbs. But stick with this video until the end because future James has made some further modifications to the headlights to allow the G3s to be installed. I bought these bulbs for $29.99 from a company called HID Direct, and as you can see, they are a conventional H7 fitment. Installing these bulbs, we need to use the original bulb holder. I am hopeful that they don't give an error light on the dash. We'll have to wait and see. The next bulbs to swap out are the full beam bulbs. These are also H7 and I have some Philips xenon gas filled halogen bulbs in there at the moment. We just need to unplug and pull out the bulb. Worth noting, never touch the glass part of the bulb as the moisture from your skin can make them blow up as soon as you switch them on, so gloves are a good idea. Or be careful. When installing these, there's a little notch at the top of the bulb which marries up to the cradle, allowing you to fit the bulb with the correct orientation. Then push it down firmly in place. Now with all the bulbs installed, I want to reinstall my headlight eyebrows. Not everyone will appreciate these, however, I think they go quite well with the gloss black grille and give some aggression to the front end. As you can see, I've applied some fresh 3M double-sided tape. You do need to make sure that you thoroughly clean the surface of the headlight before you install. Just sizing up the eyebrow to make sure all is well with the fit. Peeling off the tape here and then using a hairdryer once again to heat up the headlight. The heat will help activate the tape and create a strong bond. Just make sure the surface is warm to the touch. And then go ahead and line it up before placing it down for the final fit. Applying some pressure here now, just to make sure the tape adheres properly. This eyebrow isn't going anywhere. And on with the second one. With both now done, I'm happy with that. They just need a jolly good clean to remove all my fingerprint marks. Time for the fun part now. We need to test these headlights on the Scirocco, and fingers crossed the wiring harness is the same and they actually illuminate. First headlight in. Just need to line it up and then make sure it's screwed down tight. Won't you just look at how crystal clear that lens looks? There is a little bit of fine adjustment needed here just to line the headlight up with the grille and the wing before final tightening down. Onto the other side now, and as you'll remember, this is the repaired side with the dustpan brush handle rod clinging to the top side of the bumper, plus the repaired tabs. But my repairs seem to be working well, as the alignment is spot on. Just need to get some screws in it. Just a final check for alignment and tightening down. With both headlights fitted, I think you'll agree they look so much better than the old headlights. They really update the face of the car. Time to test if they work. And result, headlights are on. LED spotlights on for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and test the full beams. Hang on, only the offside one is on. The headlights are not flickering, it's just the camera makes them look like they are. Time to inspect them for myself, and at this point I hadn't noticed one of the full beams was out. Now I've realised. This needs to be investigated. Firstly, I checked the wiring is tight and the plug wasn't completely seated. My error there. And success! All the lights are working. Also, as you may notice, the offside headlight was beaming downwards quite a lot. Hence, it looks a bit dimmer than the other side. The lights are working, however, there is a warning light on the dash. This tells me that the LED bulbs I have installed are not CAN bust. As you can see closer up, the headlight fits absolutely perfectly and they look lovely. I just need to refit the air filter and the cross member brackets on the top of the headlights, and that's a job done. We have now answered the question for everyone. Yes, you can install facelift headlights on a pre-facelift car. They fit perfectly and work just by being plugged in. But now we have an error on the dashboard, which I'm not happy about. A fix needs to be considered for that, maybe allowing me to fit my G3 LED bulbs. But for the time being, I'm going to make do with some halogen bulbs, as I can't live with an error light blinding me every time I drive. Also, on the facelift headlights, there's an extra side light bulb under the full beam bulb, which doesn't do anything right now. Perhaps we can wire that in to illuminate. A couple of weeks later, and with the headlights back off the car, what you're looking at is the inside of the Valero headlight. And this one is the pre-facelift OEM headlight. This is the part which is different, the bulb cradle. As I previously mentioned on the Valero bulb holders, the connectors are on opposing sides. And on the OEM, they are on the same side, which means you can't install the G3 bulbs. But what we're going to attempt to do is swap the bulb cradles over. Can you see the 3 screws holding the cradle in place? To the naked eye, they do look like they have the same spacing on both headlights. Hopefully, we can remove the whole cradle out and swap it over. Well guys, as you can see, this task was a success. Furthermore, whilst we were in there, we ran a wire to the obsolete side light. It now illuminates. This is hooked up to the headlight bulb cradle, so comes on whenever the headlights are switched on. So finally guys, the job is done. What do you guys think of this modification? Would you do it to your car? If you found this video interesting, please give it a like and consider subscribing. See you on the next video.